Second reading and homily for the 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year B. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Ephesians. Give way to one another in obedience to Christ. Wives should regard their husbands as they regard the Lord, since as Christ is head of the church and saves the whole body, so is a husband the head of his wife. And as the church submits to Christ, so should wives to their husbands in everything. Husbands should love their wives just as Christ loved the church and sacrificed himself for her to make her holy. He made her clean by washing her in water with a form of words, so that when he took her to himself, she would be glorious, with no speck or wrinkle or anything like that, but holy and faultless. In the same way, husbands must love their wives as they love their own bodies. For a man to love his wife is for him to love himself. A man never hates his own body, but he feeds it and looks after it. And that is the way Christ treats the church, because it is his body and we are its living parts. For this reason, a man must leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two become one body. This mystery has many implications, but I am saying it applies to Christ and the church. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The Church describes marriage as a partnership of life and love between a man and a woman, which only death can dissolve. That love will be tested in the twists and turns of life. But with God in their lives, no difficulty will be too great to overcome. The marriage feast at Cana is ample testimony to this. Here Jesus, at Mary's prompting, made the couple's day. Its impact for married couples is plain for those with eyes to see. The Catholic Catechism teaches that one of the consequences of Adam and Eve's sin was not just a rupturing of the original harmony between them and their Creator, but also the original accord which existed between our first parents themselves. It's part of the fallout from original sin which affects us all. But we can alleviate this rupture if we do what Mary said at the marriage feast at Cana. She said, "Do whatever my son tells you." When we ignore his teaching, the more vulnerable we become. The rise in divorce is ample evidence of this. It can have painful consequences, particularly for children. No doubt it fuels childhood worries. But Christ came to redeem marriage and soothe our wounded nature. He is the second Adam who comes to our rescue, and Mary is the new Eve, ever ready to help us. These days, particularly, there is a tendency to play down the God-given distinctive differences between the male and female genders. Now, we're not talking about individuals who need pastoral guidance in this area, but pressure groups using gender mainstreaming as an ideology to spread misunderstanding and confusion, especially among the young. Forgetting the fact that blurred gender identity can often be a normal part of growing up, which would disappear naturally anyway. Children are often told today that one can choose one's gender without regard for the harmful consequences it can leave in its wake. In today's second reading, St. Paul tells us, "A man leaves his father and mother, is joined to his wife, and the two become one body." In that one body, they complement each other physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. Cohabitation and the wide use of contraception also casts a shadow over marital relationships. The latter means that the married couple are diluting the yes they solemnly gave each other on their wedding day by consciously withholding their fertility through artificial means. The rupture between the unitive and procreative meaning of marriage designed by the Creator has gradually undermined the true nature of Christian marriage. St. John Paul II said that this rupture is indicative of an absence of God in people's hearts. Couples contemplating marriage should bear this in mind. To redeem this situation, the Church needs married people to witness more stridently to the beauty of their vocation, which includes procreation. Children are a gift of God. Talking about children, as a result of the horrific destruction of Gaza, thousands of children, even babies, have paid the price with their innocent lives. Our heart and prayers go out to families who have sadly lost their children in this horrific way, or others who have been permanently maimed. And as the Prime Minister, the Irish Prime Minister, said this week, the world will reflect on the Gaza conflict as a time of dark shame which should disturb us all. Thank you all for listening now, and God bless you all.